Welcome back to the Jack Sparrow channel. I am your host, Captain Jack, and today I want to talk about this Gina Carano business. And, the straw that more or less broke the camel's back. I've only seen the first season of Mandalorian. I got it, I got Disney Plus free when it first rolled out because they had the trial thing, and only to watch the Mandalorian. I ended up, watching the whole Mandalorian in a couple days, or 2 or 3 days, just straight through. It was already out by the time it came out when I got it. So anyway, I did like the Cara Dune character. I thought she was pretty cool. I thought she was, a legit a bad A. I thought that was pretty neat, and I didn't really know anything about Gina Carano at the time, but, you'll learn that, she was an MMA fighter. So she could actually whoop people's asses. I thought that was pretty cool. So I thought it was hilarious that this whole narrative Kathleen Kennedy and Disney likes to push, which is that, men are afraid of strong female characters and we're all sexists. I just thought that was hilarious because it destroyed that narrative, absolutely destroyed it. I mean, it was destroyed anyway because, guys like Ahsoka Tano, guys like, Princess Leia, and there was Padme, but blah, 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 blah. We like that stuff. And then here comes, Cara Dune, who's, beating the crap out of guys, and she can actually beat the crap out of guys. And I mean guys, she's not a tiny little woman. It's funny that Disney, their idea of a strong female character is a female who looks more like a dude, who looks like a dude, dresses like a dude, talks like a dude, and there's no femininity whatsoever. And Gina Carano, there's a level of femininity there still. She's a woman. She's a woman, but she also has that hard edge, and can, roundhouse kick you across the face, or, break your teeth, make you swallow your teeth. I think that's awesome, and it's real life. She is that. But because she is an actual strong woman, and because she doesn't toe the company line, now obviously we don't really know all of what her politics and her beliefs are, which is fine. I just want to see, I just want to see my entertainment. I want to see an entertainer entertain. I don't want them to preach to me of what a crap person I am, or what I should believe in, or how I should help the world and in the environment and all that. I just want them to entertain me and shut their freaking mouth. And I think that's, mainly most people. They just want to be entertained, and the entertainer to just do a little bit of and that's it, right? So anyway, so I find it to be quite ironic that, Pedro Pascal, who he's got one, let's just say he's got a certain type of mustache that makes him look like a certain type of person that looks at a certain type of stuff on his computer. I think he is ridiculous. I don't think his voice fits the Mandalorian, sure. I don't think his face fits the character, honestly. I would, somebody with a buzz cut and a strong jaw, maybe a scar or two on their face, from all the battles. I think that would fit much better as a Mandalorian. Kind of like the dude, who's that guy that in the original KOTOR series, I can't remember his name. The dude that becomes, Revan's the Reformed Revan's compatriot, the man who ended up being the Mandalorian. Somebody that looks like that would have, I think, personally would have, because you only see him with his helmet off once or twice in Mandalorian, but whatever. I digress. I'm getting off topic. I just think he's kind of a punk. He ends up using the, back however many years ago, a year or two ago, has this tweet, with a picture of Nazi Germany 1944 with the JOOs in the certain camps, right? And and then underneath that has a picture of what is actually, from what I am understood to be, children playing in a soup kitchen. But this photo has been circulated multiple times and reused for multiple social justice weirdo propaganda crap. Once was Palestinian kids, another one was it was kids at the American-Mexican border, and he used it for the American-Mexican border one, saying that it was kids, and it said America 2018, basically equating America as Nazi Germany. And that's highly offensive, because that's not even the truth. It's not even the truth. It's not even close. It's not even a close approximation. And so they will, Disney and Lucasfilm will ignore this crap and this actually legitimate offensive tweet, and they will go and gladly, happily, with smiles on their faces, go and do business with China and go film their Mulan right across the street, pretty much right across the street from a Uyghur concentration camp, where Uyghur Muslims are being oppressed. They're being, reports are organs harvested. They're being forced to do things against their religion, like eat pork or whatever, and drink alcohol. Their women are raped. They are being brutalized. It's an actual legit modern day, camp. And they thank them in the freaking credits of their movie. I mean, you can't even make this stuff up. I mean, this is just like, but yeah, and oh, okay, well, let's go do business. Oh, and let's not forget, let's take John Boyega and make him microscopically small on a Chinese, Star Wars poster, because, to make the Chinese happy. Let's take the black man. Let's take the black man, lead actor in a movie, and make a itty bitty and boop, so the Chinese don't get offended. Because let's be honest, for as many people as complaining about America being racist, China is very racist. They don't like people with dark skin. They don't like black people. They don't like brown people. Which is why Disney made them really small. Which is why Disney took that, woman on woman kiss thing in, was it Rise of Skywalker or Last Jedi or whatever, which one it was, and that just didn't make it in the Chinese cut. But they'll do those things. They'll do those things. They will they will. Well, we don't want the black guy in here because the Chinese don't like it. We'll thank the concentration camp. Thank you guys. Appreciate that. Pedro Pascal, you're brave. He's got his own opinion. That's good. But Gina, poor Gina. You know, the thing is it's not about Gina Carano as much as it is about principle, right? It's about principle. And Gina Carano's argument is just. Now, I read it, what she put down, and you know, I looked at it. What I get out of it is it makes sense. How do you get to the point where JOOs are put into camps and exterminated by the NAZI? It just doesn't happen like that. It has to be a systemic thing where people call for it. People don't realize it took the NAZI party. People who are ignorant of history and ignorant of other cultures and other, you know, what happens in other countries, don't understand it took well over a decade for the people the people, not the government, the people to turn on the JOOs and to look at them as the other. Because the constant propaganda that everything was their fault. What happened in, you know, WW1 and, you know, the aftermath and stuff, it's their fault that we're in this position. It's their fault that, you know, they're taking all the wealth, or they still have, you know, businesses, and it's their fault. Constant. It was constant propaganda against those people. Against them as people. They were made the scapegoat. They were made the the enemy. And the people, eventually, you get brainwashed. Not all people, obviously, get brainwashed. But what she said is very true. It was the people, it was their neighbors who were turning them in. It was their neighbors who were beating them up. It was their neighbors, you know, who turned on them. And that gave the government, eventually got when the NAZI party took control, it finally gave them the impetus they needed to, well, we'll just have to round them up then. Well, I mean, we'll get them out of your hair. It's what they wanted all along. But they had to turn the people. You can't just up and say, oh, well, it's them, so let's just scoop them up. No. If you do that right off the get-go, without any sort of propaganda, without any sort of, dismantling and dehumanizing a whole class of people, normal human beings will be like, whoa, what the hell are you doing? That's my neighbor. That's a person. That's a good person. I know them. But when you spend years dehumanizing a group of people and turning the people against them, then, yeah, I mean, that's the only way you get to the point is what happened of, Auschwitz. That's the only way you get there. And Gina Carano's point is it's equal. It's more equal than Pedro Pascal's point. You can't get to the end goal of Auschwitz without constantly dehumanizing a group of people. And it doesn't matter what religion they are. What do you think they're doing in China to the Uyghurs? It's the same. Dehumanizing a group of people if they have different beliefs, different religion, if they're a different culture, if they're a different group of people. you're dehumanizing them over a course of time and turning the populace against them, making them the other. I mean, it's not about, a political affiliation. It's more about dissenters at this point. It's more about dissenters. I mean, like, well, what you got? You have, people that are journalists, talking heads. People who are fed a script. But you have these people saying that, oh, maybe drone strikes against people is a good idea. Or, oh, maybe we should put these people, anybody that voted for a certain, presidential candidate, we should put them into reprogramming centers or deprogram them in camps or something. That's a good idea. You have openly having these extreme leftist weirdos calling for people to be rounded up because they voted for a certain candidate or they believe certain things that fly in the face of the narrative. So yes, it happens. It's the principle of the issue. I don't want anybody to lose their job. I don't want Pedro Pascal to lose his job, even though I think he's a freaking clown. I don't want anybody to lose their job. Everybody should be free to express their opinions, even if it makes you uncomfortable or you don't like it. Cancel culture is wrong, no matter who it is. I don't care how extreme or how out there it is from any side of the, spectrum. I don't care. Because once you start censoring people, once you start eliminating people's ability to speak for themselves, once you take away a person's voice, that's the beginning of the end. And it should not be allowed, and it should not be condoned, and it should not be accepted. It's wrong. So anyway, that's my little rant, my little take on the matter. I very much hope that this extreme backlash against Disney and Lucasfilm kicks them in the teeth, and they realize they're dumbasses. I really do. I mean, I have my cautious optimism, but at this point, like what Tim Pool said, you got to take your bucks somewhere else. We got to make our own bloody thing. Get away from Netflix. Get away from Disney Plus. Get away from all this crap. Make our own stuff. Fudge them. Because they're coming for Gina today. They'll come for you tomorrow. And make no mistake, what she said is absolute truth, and it has nothing to do with a political party, and it has nothing to do with her. It has to do with all of us. Because they'll come for you today, and then guess what? Those other people's going, Gina Carano, they'll come for them the next day. So what do you think? What do you think about all this? I know what everybody that listens to me or listens to anybody in the Fandom Menace, I know what they think. But leave me a comment in the comment section below about this. And if you like what you see, I know I'm doing a lot of car videos. Leave me a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Right now, I just can provide insights and provide some thinking, but eventually we'll get back to some regular scheduled programming. But until next time, I'll talk to you later. See ya.